Jose Allan Brambilla. I started in 2014 and I graduated in 2016. I majored in public history with a focus on American history, and I had a couple of credits with historic preservation. I was working for the National Park Service at the time with the Jean Lafitte Acadian Cultural Center there in Lafayette. Okay. And I just opted to continue my internship there over the summer.
Okay, so you did it throughout the entire summer and then you just continued it on, or what semester did you do it?
I got it around 2015, so probably it was either my first semester or somewhere in my second semester. I landed the job. It was what they call a pathways position, where they take someone that's in school and they let them work part-time, which can translate into a future career later. But since I was there already, I just kind of opted to stay there for my internship. So the regular duties was basically historical interpretation, with a focus on the Cajun background and history of the area. And a lot of times it sent me to Eunice, where there's like another center, which focused more on like the Cajun Mardi Gras and the musical traditions that they have there, with the Prairie Cajuns versus the ones that are more coastal and hunt and live in the swamps and such. For the summer itself, it was a mix of that plus running a summer camp for kids. Mm-hmm. So it kind of talked about the same sort of stuff, just teaching young children about the region's history, and doing activities based off of that history as well. Yes, actually. Like I mentioned before, I was in the Pathways program, which is something that is still happening now, and is available to anyone who is in school or is about to graduate. Mm-hmm. And they usually give you about 2 years to kind of take advantage of that. But after I had graduated, I had gotten contacted from a national park in Maryland, the Chesapeake and Ohio Canal National Historical Park. There's like a database of pathway students that parks can kind of draw from. And I was sent like an email through that, and I was able to get my first job as a grant writer in Maryland for that park. So there was pretty much no gap from me graduating school to me working for the National Park Service. I actually had a pretty roundabout way of getting my foothold with the government. Mm-hmm. So the position that I accepted in Maryland was what you call a term position. Basically, it's like, we'll try you out, see how it goes, and if certain conditions are met, then we can convert you in to a permanent employee. So while I had most of the benefits of working for the government, I wasn't permanent yet. So it was going well until the 2016 election, where the administration changed to one that was more conservative. And because of that, fearing budget cuts due to that change, I was kind of on my own to find outside employment, but I was able to secure a job, and I ended up in California at Joshua Tree National Park. From there, I didn't really want to be in California. It was a cool experience, but it's not what I envisioned with my plan. So I was lucky enough to use the remainder of my Pathways experience and apply for a job with the United States Citizenship and Immigration Services in Kansas City here, where I work now. It's definitely a big change of pace from the great outdoors, but it has its own perks and its own interesting tidbits because of that, though, or outside of that, sorry.
So that, like you said, that is your current job today, correct? Okay. So like what kind of position do you hold with the Immigration Services in Kansas City?
So I am a government information specialist. I basically work with the Freedom of Information Act in terms of immigration alien files, basically. So what entails of the position is I have to flip through and look at these files for people that request them, and you pretty much see their entire history from where they were born to how they came into the country, and it's basically an individualized story of someone's migration from their home country to the United States. And they're usually requesting these files for a variety of reasons, but most of the time it's to help them convert into a naturalized citizen. But there are various different departments for my agency, while I'm more on the processing side to kind of get these files to their customers and to kind of redact anything that could be law enforcement sensitive. We also have sections or sectors of genealogy, which is really interesting. Like sometimes people want to get information on their ancestors who came from a certain country in order for them to get ancestral citizenship, and people use that a lot to trace back like their family's history to sometimes the 1800s, sometimes 1700s. It all depends, basically. I had to make my way up in the sense that I had to learn the job. They have in the government what's called a ladder position, where you start at a lower level. And then after about a year or so of experience with that, they'll automatically bump you up. So right now I'm in the general schedule, which is short for, or which is long form for a GS level. I'm currently a GS 11, and it goes from GS 1 to GS 15, basically. Wow. So I'm at a good middle point in my career right now. But what's very helpful is the position that I started at here is what a master's degree will qualify you for. So it definitely helps you kind of skip the climb a bit and helps you kind of get to a good place in your career pretty early if you decide to go with the government. I want to say that it's a little bit more hands-on in the sense that you're actually looking at living people's history. But, it also translates to those who are deceased as well. What the work that we do directly benefits the people that are seeking it out. And it could either, help change their lives by keeping them safe from where they're coming from like asylum conditions or refugee conditions, or just trying to make a better life for themselves. Like the data that we handle is not only, like a look through a window of someone's past or, future, but it's also a way to secure a better future for themselves. Whereas with the National Park Service, it's more about conserving public lands and public history for people who are there for enjoyment, basically. So I'd like to say enjoyment versus livelihood